How are you, mate?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, yeah. I saw those things that you popped into the question form. So Chris has got a different, no, not a different set of problems. Sort of, I can see people in this room now. The business is going wonderfully well, and they seem to be centered around places like Puerto Rico, Mexico, Hawaii, are places that are just crushing it, and also outdoor experiences in sort of semi-remote places. Like Paige is running, and she's had a really great period over the last 12 months. But Chris's problems certainly are not where my next sale coming from. um, Chris is running a really good sized business and is really at a point where he needs to get the back end dialed in, get the foundation built, recruiting, the processes, just get it more streamlined, definitely reduce the dependency on himself. And so you're going to obviously find some massive, massive value in implementing a lot of those resources, certainly in the first 3 weeks of the program. But I asked Chris yesterday just to, as a kind of like a start point, to get really kind of clear on what his immediate objectives are. What are the major things that he wants to tackle right now? And I just had a look at those here. It's always interesting for you to see. So let me just fast forward there or back. Okay, so taking a vacation for the first time in 3 years. Where are you going to go, mate, out of interest?
I'm going to go to the American Southwest. I'm going to see the Grand Canyon, Zion, and Bryce.
Nice. Nice. So that's happening in September.
Yes, sir. And I'm not changing my plans. I'm going.
Awesome. And that coincides beautifully with the sort of the winding down of the peak season. Is that right?
Yeah. I think kids will be back at school for the most part after Labor Day. So it should be good timing.
Yeah, great. One of the things that struck me, and one thing that I got wrong a lot before I got it right, is as I grew and as I got into sort of 7-figure or multi-7-figure territory, being really scared to be open and honest with my team about what I wanted out of my business and out of my life. And it created all kinds of problems for me because I kind of shifted the goalposts and I wasn't forthcoming about, when I got to a point where, like, the end result was amazing. I was running a business that was, doing well over, $2 million a year in revenue. I was making me really good money. I was working hardly, anything, not working a lot in the business. I was spending a lot of time traveling, working. My life was really, really great. I've told you guys all this in the past, but at that time, I had a really great team around me that understood, like, with clarity, what I wanted for my business and for my life, what I wanted my role to be, where I'd come from, why it was so important to me, how I wanted them to step up, and I was unashamed in that. What I didn't want to do, what I enjoyed doing, why I didn't want to be the face of my business, the point of contact, the one answering emails or micromanaging things, having my finger on every pulse, why I wanted things to run seamlessly underneath me without me having a hand in everything. And before I got it right, I got it wrong by having people who resented kind of being in a position where they were doing all the work and I was reaping all the benefits. Okay. But when I started articulating my vision really, really clearly, I got the right people into my business, the one that understood that. And that was when life got a lot of fun. So you're probably at a point right now, you've talked to me about wanting to reposition the team that you've got underneath you.
Yep.
So there's a bit of a restructure going to go on and a golden opportunity for you to get the right kind of people into your business, the right kind of people that when you step out for 3 weeks, are going to say, not, oh shit, that's a pain in the ass. I've got all this extra stuff to do and all this extra responsibility. And geez, that's nice for Chris, whining and dining and vacationing over there while we're on the front line, troubleshooting, dealing, growing his business for him. You don't want those people in your business. What you do want is people in your business that say, geez, you've worked hard to build this, and God, it's important for you now this to reap those benefits. And thanks for articulating to us what's important to you in life. Thanks for giving us the opportunity to grow your business and give us responsibility. And go away, Chris, and take that time. And we don't want to hear from you. We want you to come back and just be so enamored with us for the shape that your business is in, and to be able to say legitimately that it hasn't missed a beat. And you want people that want to step up and do that for you. So now's a great opportunity for you to be clear and to articulate that. And if you haven't before, then it's a really opportune time to do that. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think just talking to a couple of, various managers and guides, those that seem to stick out are the ones that understand that it's important that I get away, and that and prioritize, health and my well-being of all things. And they feel an intrinsic motivation to see that happen as well. It's not personal, and they're actually, they know that the health of the leaders, the health of the company, and it's in everybody's best interest that I'm able to do this.
Yeah, exactly. And the other ones, they're cancers. And one of the biggest mistakes is to keep cancers in your business too long, because they're just okay, and they're solving me the problem of having to go out there and find the right people. And they're the ones that you need to make the hard decisions on, and to get them out of your business as quickly as possible, and to really weed them out. Because once you do, man, life improves so much, And the other thing, I guess, to remember there is that it's because problems will arise. It's inevitable. When you've had a driving force running a 7-figure ship for so long, and you step out and switch your phone off, because that's the other thing as well. You need to be able to. You need people to know that you're not going to still have them on the teat. You're off, and this is your ship. You guys are steering this ship. It's not the problem so much, because you're going to get problems. I'll promise you. But you just wait and see the way those problems are managed. And not only the way they're managed, but how much people enjoy managing them. Because there's managing problems, but being resentful of it and pissed off about it. Or there's managing problems and just can't wait to show you what they did, how resourceful they were to manage these problems. That's something that's really awesome.
I've struggled with the concept of control, and I don't know if I'm going off topic or anything like that, but
no, there's no such thing in this room.
Okay. Well, I think people, maybe the perception is that I like to control all the details or all aspects of the business, but the reality is that I would much rather delegate them than to do them myself, of course. But I think setting new hires, as well as those who are in the position to make decisions, need to understand fundamentally the core values of the company. And I think that's probably why that second and third question is of importance, especially now.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It takes some deep thought. What do you stand for? How are you different to all the others? And I pointed you towards a few resources of mine that showed you how I kind of articulated my vision, mission, core values, brand promises. They're so important for people to get behind. And what I used to love doing in review time, when I had my personal development plan, which if you haven't got to yet, and a lot of people in this program are implementing that with great success. It's like an incentive arrangement. So have a look for it, the PDP, Personal Development Plan. But I love regularly asking people to show me examples of how they were adhering to those brand promises? Give me specific examples of how they were, adhering to or living those core values and those brand promises, and wait and see what the answers are, because the first time they'll be, oh God, I've never really, but you have to train people, or you're not going to, you know what I mean? And then you wait and see what the answers they start coming back with, next quarter and the quarter after that, and you get it humming along beautifully. So that's one thing. And then, with those, with when you're recruiting, with the training agreements, making sure that people are doing it, honoring the process, and they're initialing and they're signing off on every section of that with I understand, I agree to execute this A, B, and C. I agree that if there's any clarification or uncertainty at all, I will come to you for further clarification. Those things are really, really important. And then the other thing is, who's running your trainings?
Me.
Who sits underneath you in the business?
I have a director of operations, and then I have a sales director as well.
Okay. So when you're recruiting, what are the first recruits? Tour guides?
Yeah.
Okay. So your most senior tour guide, how long have they been with you for?
He's been with me for probably 4 years.
Okay. And what sort of, like, to rate yourself out of 10, rate him out of 10?
Rate myself?
Yeah, as a tour guide.
As a tour guide?
As a tour guide who is from end to end, doing all the things that the company needs, like preparing vehicles, getting organized, presenting yourself, stocking vehicles with bottled water, cleaning in the right way, making sure you're picking up receipts when you go to suppliers, adhering to company systems, all those things. What are you out of 10?
9.
9? What's he out of 10? Your senior tour guide?
7.
Oh, really?
Sorry,
well, that's
did I get the wrong
disappointing.
answer?
Mate, okay. If you're a 9, you want your senior tour guide to be 9.5.
Right.
Okay. You're a company director. You're not a tour guide. You're a company director who runs a really great tour. If your senior tour guide is not there came a time when, because I did a lot of distribution a lot of my business came from tour business, travel agents, inbound tour operators, people I built relationships with. Okay. And when you're growing your business, they're always, hey, Josh, I got these people. They're the most important people in the world. I need you to look after them. Okay. You're the only one who can look after these people. I don't want any one of your other tour guides. I want you. And for a number of years, the answer was, okay, yes. So, we're running 10 different tours that day. I've got to take that group because they want me. I'm the most important. That's not sustainable. You can't grow a business like that. Came a time where I had to get comfortable saying, I understand what you need. I'm not the person to do that. I'm not the best tour guide in my business. Okay. It is not sustainable for me to be running these VIP groups. You are a valued customer. I've got other valued customers who all want me. It's not sustainable. I'm sure you could appreciate that. What I'm trying to do is what's in your best interests to get a whole bunch of other tour guides to elite level, so you don't have a reliance on just me. Okay. So that was and that's a nervous time. But I got to a point, and I had to, where I would say, guys, I don't do that anymore. I'm sorry. I'm running a business. So I've got a 7-figure business. And as much as I would like to continue to look after your VIP clients in the way that I used to, I'm not the guy for that anymore. But what I do have is Jeff, and I've got John, and I've got Brendan, and I don't run the best tours in my business anymore. Yes, it's nice for VIPs to spend time with the business owner, but what they really want is the best tour guide in the business, and I'm not that person.
Right.
That's what you want. That's what you need to do. And then your best tour guides, because Chris, you've got the resources in your business to engage your best tour guides to do your trainings for you. Okay. If that means once a month or twice a month sending out your most senior tour guide to deliver the trainings for you. And it's going to cost you a day's rate. That's what you got to do. That's what you've got to do. Okay. That's a great investment. And your best tour guides are the ones who should be delivering your trainings. Imagine how much time that's going to free you up.
Fantastic. I love it.
So that's that. And the other thing is he really a 7, or do you just not pay attention to that stuff? Is he actually an 8.5? Is he getting so good at what he does that you haven't even realized it? Sit him down and say, mate, this is where the business is going, or take your top 2. This is where I need you to be for me in a month from now or in 2 months from now. You need to be the best tour guide in this business. I need to be able to confidently say to my VIP customers, it fills me with, warm and fuzziness that you want me, but I'm not the best tour guide in the business. But what I've got for you is the best, and that's who's going to run your tour today. And that's John or Jeff or whoever it is.
I think to your point, I do have amazing guides, and perhaps my most senior guide has some fixable, some coachable training that I can go to him about, that he can focus on, because the difference between him being a 7 and being a 9.5 is being a little more detail oriented and focused on company culture, that sort of thing.
Yeah, little tweaks, bits of polish, but also you give him that chance to step up. You wait and see what that does to him, and if it doesn't, then he's not the one you want as that senior tour guide in your business. Find the one that is, who wants to be that person. To your business isn't scalable with you playing that role. Okay. If you want it, and it's not about making more money and growing, and you might have a comfortable life, but it's about lifestyle. It's about enjoyment. It's about choices, and you're hamstrung. You're chained to your business if you're playing that role. And I think for a company your size, you shouldn't be playing that role.
You're right.
So it could even be small things like, well, actually, just because he's not getting the reviews that I get, does that actually mean that he's not the best tour guide? Is that an area that we need to tweak to improve a system that allows him to actually cash in on all the good work by getting the reviews to reward him for the great tours he's running?
Great question. I think that usually the perceived value is the person who receives the most reviews, or most enthusiastic guide, or the guide who follows the checklist the best.
Yep.
It's a fairly arbitrary, or I don't know.
Yeah. Well, how many tour guides have you got at the top end of the business, like that work for you either full time or really regularly, that are out there running tours all the time?
I've got about 9.
9. Okay, mate, you've got a beautiful pool. Get it. Choose your top 5. Put in kind of in the way that I'm putting it to you. Give them the honest truth. Like, hey, I had a thought-provoking conversation yesterday. Someone asked me who the best tour guide. They asked me to rate myself. I rated myself as a 9. They asked me to rate the top 4 tour guides in my company, and I rated you guys like a 7 or an 8. What do you guys think? And I learned that for my business to grow and for my business to improve, use all the adjectives you want, I no longer can be or should be the best tour guide in my business. I'm a company director. I can't be playing this role, and I need you guys to be better tour guides. So who thinks they are? Who can step up? Who wants to step up? Who wants to be? Because here are the reasons for it. I want people who can be A, B, C, and D. You know what I mean? Have an honest discussion with them, and I reckon you're going to see people just swell and step up.
I hope so.
Does that make sense?
It sure does. Yeah. I would
Is
much
there
rather.
is there
I
a
would
but?
No, I would much rather coach top end guys about company culture than to micromanage all 15 of them.
Yeah. 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 Promote those at the top of the pointy end and make them more kind of empowered and responsible.
Thank
you. Mate, circle back to me if you've got any other questions.
I will.
By the way, all the resources you need, I'm not going to talk about it, but as far as implementing all this stuff, you've got it all there in the modules, in the resources that, especially you'll find in weeks 1, 2, and 3. The templates, the agreements.
Say that again?
All of like the templates, the processes, the training manuals, the agreements, all that stuff you're going to find in those first 3 weeks in the members area.